Welcome to the Good Karma Sport Fishing Podcast. I'm your host, Captain Ryan Van Fleet. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Today is Sunday, August 23rd. So I am shut down this weekend due to Tropical Storm Laura. It's blowing out. So taking the time to get some stuff caught up at home. And we'll see how next week plays out. Usually after these systems, you'll have a high pressure that'll set in, which will kick it up pretty good, and then you'll have a swell and all that other good stuff. But who knows what we'll see. Now, this morning I got to thinking, and I was like, oh man, it's funny how your brain works sometimes. And I do remember a storm in 2016, and I don't remember what the name of it was because it was pretty insignificant. All I know is that it screwed fishing up for a while. But what I do remember about this storm was it set up one hell of an edge. And what happened was guys were running way out deep and they were looking for dolphin. They didn't find any, so they were coming back in to try to punt and recover, doing some refishing. And they stumbled upon the edge. And what they found on this edge was the sail fishing was lit, man. It was like unbelievable. So this edge set up like spectacular sailfish, and the guys stumbled upon it by accident. It wasn't like planned or anything. Most guys were like all in dolphin fever, and they punted it and recovered. They came back in, found the edge, and then they found the sailfish. And from there, it just like the coconut telegraph, man, it just spread like wildfire as far as the intel. And then you had every sailfishing team down here capitalizing on numerous fish, and it was it was cool to see. Now along that edge too, just wasn't sailfish. It was lit up with dolphin, and the Wahoo were there, which is really cool. And a few guys even capitalized on a couple blue marlin. So down by, I think the blue marlin were caught off of Alligator South down to Tennessee. So something to think about. Something you might want to be ready for after the storm. Now, who knows what the sea conditions are going to be like and what the current's going to be like, but all I'm talking about is what happened in the past, and sometimes history likes to repeat itself. So, guys, that awesome sailfishing that you guys see now I think it's in the spring. I don't get into that. So what happens is those guys, the guys that are doing that, they've got it really timed out of when those fish are going to be there, and they know the pattern. So when they know the pattern, they're the first to be there because they're right there. They know what's going to happen, and they're going to rack up those numbers of 70-some fish a day and all that good stuff. And you'll see if you go look at it, it's the same boats. So those guys are really starting to figure out the patterns down there. And that's the trick to all this is figuring out the pattern. And history can repeat itself. That's why I'm talking about this storm today, because it kind of looks like the same thing. It was kind of shitty and kind of just messed things up, but it brought with it a hell of an edge. I mean, the storm, the wind's going to kick up to maybe 40, 50 miles an hour, which is what we need down here to get the fishing stirred up and bring in some new fish. And now, typically inside that edge, you'll have some calmer water. The current might be really light. So